How's it going, everybody? Land Anime here. I was just gonna do a little rant. Today, this video is unscripted, so if that doesn't interest you, I'm just gonna be putting some footage that really doesn't relate to what I'm talking about over the screen. So you can you can click off if that doesn't pique your interest. But today I just wanted to talk about a show that I just rewatched the last I think almost 300 episodes of, called Tennis no Ouji-Sama. Up until about 2013, this was my favorite anime of all time. And mind you, I started watching when I was 6.5 or 7 back in like 2003. And I recently rewatched the new Prince of Tennis and the ending arc of the regular Prince of Tennis, or the Tennis no Ouji-Sama, as we'll probably be calling it, because we're fucking weebs. But I rewatched the show, and I just kind of came up with some kind of warm nostalgia and realized that I was sad that nobody really talks about it anymore. And I'm hoping that this kind of gets somebody to, actually go out there and check it out. With it being almost 300 episodes, with the new Prince of Tennis, the regular Prince of Tennis, and I guess all the OVAs being almost 300 episodes long, it's a little daunting, but I think it's really worth it. And there's still some specials and things that come out every now and then, because I think it's been airing between like 2001 and 2015. So the reason that, obviously, like I said, Gosek became my favorite anime, back in 2013. But this one was my favorite series of all time right before, and to this day is still my number 2, because of just, I guess, what it did for me. And today I was just wanting to get out there why I think that I kind of took this series for granted. It's still my second favorite, like I said, but the main character, there's one reason why this show is still my number 2 out of seeing at least one episode of over 1,100 anime, which is a lot, I know. And that's the main character, Ryoma Etchison. This kid, seeing his rise to glory from just a freshman player on a varsity team all the way up to basically where he's like an Olympic pro is such a grand epic. It's such a grand epic story that I kind of realized something about this show. And then taking it for granted, I have a reverse, how should I say this? I kind of have like a reverse experience to this kid, because I'm a 6'6" kid from a small town, and I was expected in my small school to play basketball because I was tall, and my father was a super, super big, sports jock growing up. And I just never really enjoyed it, but I felt the duty to do it because I am how I am, it's fun to do with your friends, I suppose, for a while. But then, I had 2 different knee injuries. My left knee tearing my MCL, my patella tendon, partially my ACL, fracturing my kneecap and my meniscus, and then in my right knee, my lateral meniscus and my lateral meniscus LCL. I think that's what it was. So, anyways, those were terrible times. After that, I had rewatched The Prince of Tennis again, not even being a sports fan, and I guess I'll get into here right now why, if from what I've told you so far, why you think I would like a show like this if I just explained why I don't like sports. Well, the memories I have of back when I was And I think 8th grade was the first time I found an illegal pirate site, and I found The Prince of Tennis, and I just clicked on it because at the time I thought I was into sports. Of course, I was young and naive. And I just have these fond memories of waking up every day at 4:30 in the morning just to play WWE fucking can't even remember, 2K11 or 10 or whatever it was, and then I would watch 5 episodes of The Prince of Tennis, and then right afterwards my dad would make me breakfast and we would watch Monster Jam or some shit, and that just became my regular thing. But with how The Prince of Tennis kind of changed my life in a way, it was honestly that Ryoma Etchison as a character is just so driven to do something that I didn't realize that I wanted to do at the time, but as an adult now failed. And I don't know how to put this. I basically, Ryoma Etchison was a prodigy. He did something that I failed to do. I should have been, a better athlete, should have been into sports. But what the character himself, through all of those hundreds of episodes, did was made me realize that I wasn't. And also, it spurred on me into my otaku fandom. And it's all thanks to this show that really I became an otaku. And I just kind of never realized it until now. I think I kind of took it for granted in that way. I don't really need to go into, it's a straightforward sports, it's a coming of age story about a kid, but that kid really changed the path of my life. Ryoma Etchison really did, and I've just been thinking about it a lot. I don't like sports, but in some odd, weird way, this show made me realize why I'm an otaku. And it kind of made the foundation of why the way I am now is the way it is. And I'm an otaku, I'm a nerd. I'm the opposite of Ryoma Etchison. And you would think that would make me not really connect to him, but that doesn't mean it'll never change the trains of thoughts that he set me on, or the impact that he had on me, and what this show has done for my life. And I, like I said, this is kind of dog shit because it's not scripted, but I'm gonna slap some random fucking footage on here. I just wanted to let you guys know how much this show means to me. It's my second favorite anime of all time, and if I said that 4 or 5 fucking times, that's probably because, again, it's a rant, but there you go. You guys, please take care. I really appreciate you if you watched all of this, and please go watch The Prince of Tennis, or Tennis no Ouji-Sama.